So in today's video, we're going to talk about if it's still possible to make more than $20,000 a month from Shopify dropshipping. The short answer is yes, it is, but it depends on how you go about it. You can't just get a random product, shoot some ad, and expect to make $20,000 a month from it or more. It's all in the strategy. You have to stand out. You can't be like the rest of the competition. A lot of people claim that Shopify is saturated, but they're just blaming that. They're just looking for something to blame for their failure because it's not the saturation, it's the way they present themselves that is impacting their sales, and they feel like it's saturated, but it's just the way that they're going about and actually marketing and presenting themselves. You can't just pick a random product, slap a logo on it, make a crappy ass website, just shoot some ads and expect to make a lot of money off of it. It doesn't work like that. It's not as simple as that. Maybe you could have got away with that when ads were just rolling out, or when Facebook ads were just a new thing and Shopify was in its early stages and whatnot. You could have gotten away with that then, but now you have to stand out. You have to be different. You have to give your audience or the customers a reason to choose you over the competition. I actually had one of my friends who I was teaching, this was about like 2 years ago. He did something very similar, that he just tried to buy a random product, slap a logo on it, and he actually ended up losing about $1,000 in sales. He had no sale, not a single sale on his store, but the reason was, it's because he was just targeting everybody. He was way too broad. He just bought a random product that he thought, well, he didn't buy it. He was selecting a random product that he thought was going to sell. His logo was really off. And for that, he didn't come to me. He just decided to launch the product. He didn't want me to review it or nothing like that. He just decided to do everything by himself, and because of that, he had some really bad consequences. He lost out on $1,000, didn't do anything, felt discouraged, and just ultimately gave up on dropshipping. So you guys want to avoid situations like that. You guys want to stand out from your competition. Always keep that in mind. That's very important. If you guys subscribe to my channel or just follow me, you guys will know that I like to say that you want to stand out. You don't want to look like the rest of your competitors. You have to give your customers a reason to choose you over the competition. So an easy way to actually go above the $20,000 a month is to sell trending products. Now, the only issue that I have with that is that trendy products come and go. You don't know for how long you're going to have them or for how long they're going to be popular. It could be a month, it could be 2 months, and then what are you going to do those other months or the rest of the year? You're going to have to find a new trendy product. You don't know if in between some months there's not going to be really anything that goes. So with trendy products, it's a lot easier to reach that goal, but it's a lot harder to maintain it in the long run, so be aware of that. So that's why I like recommending going with niches. Obviously, I'm not saying that going after trendy products is bad. It's not. I've done it myself, but I just don't recommend for people who are starting off. Or if you're going for trendy products, have two stores. Have a niche store and have a trendy store. That's perfectly fine. That's actually what I do. It's a lot easier to constantly be getting sales, and you only focus on the trendy store. You only focus when there's a trend going on, so you're able to capitalize on that. But you have your niche store to back you up and constantly generate about the same level of sales every month, or have a consistent amount of sales every month, as opposed to the trendy store that would fluctuate dramatically. And you could actually scale a niche store up to $20,000 or more a month. You could even scale it up to $100,000. I actually have not scaled the store up to that high, but a niche store is a lot more work to scale it to that amount of sales every month. But once you do, it's a lot easier to get those sales consistently month after month after month, because you're building an audience, you're building a brand. Actually, you're delivering something that customers really enjoy and would like to come back for. For example, let's just say you're trying to sell jewelry and they bought your product, they really enjoyed it, they enjoy the type of jewelry that you tailor to. Let's just say you tailor to men. So men really enjoy the type of jewelry that you have in your store, so they might come back and buy, let's just say, a watch, or then next time they might come back and buy a necklace or a ring and so forth. So it's a lot easier to maintain a niche store at that level as opposed to a trendy store. But this is not that video comparing both trendy and niche stores. I'm just kind of telling you guys that it is very possible to still have a $20,000 a month store, or have multiple stores that do less amount of sales but together accumulate to over $20,000 a month from your Shopify stores. And if you're trying to scale your store to $20,000 a month, do not just focus on one particular form of advertising. Don't just focus on Facebook ads. I know a lot of people like to claim that just go with Facebook ads or Instagram influencers, and don't focus on just those two things. You guys could go along with YouTube advertising. And what I mean by YouTube, it's like more of influencer advertising on YouTube. So you get somebody who has a channel that's pretty big but not way too big, and you actually hire them or pay them to make a video on your product and then have a link down in the description so they could get those sales. So you could get those sales from their audience, or you could use Snapchat. Snapchat is one of these tools or one of these social media platforms that is not being used a lot, and I feel like there's a lot of potential on Snapchat just because a lot of people don't really think about Snapchat when advertising or when thinking about a strategy to advertise for their Shopify store. So if you guys want something that's pretty much untapped and it's still in its early stages, try to advertise with Snapchat. So if you guys are interested more on Snapchat advertising and how to look for the influencers and how to go about it, then make sure to let me know and I'll make a video on that. But I just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know that it's still very possible to make over $20,000 a month from dropshipping, even though a lot of people like to claim that the market is saturated, that there's a lot of people selling, and that's not the case. There's a lot more people wanting to buy than there is selling. It's just that the people that are selling are doing the same thing over and over and over again, and it just gets repetitive, like really repetitive, and customers don't know what to choose. So that's why you get some people getting a couple sales here, some people getting a couple sales there, but it all comes down to standing out and really setting yourself apart from everybody. So I guess the takeaway is this: if you guys are planning to scale your business to $20,000 profit or more, then you want to stand out. You don't want to look like everybody else. You don't want to have your store or your logos or your layout look like every other store, because people are not going to know what to choose. They're going to get overwhelmed with the same options and they're just going to go for whatever's the cheapest or just random luck. So you want to stand out, set yourself apart, try to find ways to really engage your audience and look as professional or as presentable as possible. And you guys should start seeing results and people choosing you over the competition because you took the time to really focus on your business, as opposed to all these other people that slapped a random logo, put a random ass price, didn't do any real research and called it a day. So that's it for today's video. Make sure to subscribe if you guys want to watch more videos like this. I will be releasing more Shopify and Amazon videos. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, mr.ecom. Everything, all the links will be down in the description, as well as my site. So if you guys want to download a free ebook on how to dropship, go ahead and check that out. The ebook will only be free for a limited time, so make sure you grab it as soon as possible. And again, thank you for watching. See you guys in the next video.